What's up guys, it's Missy. I am back with another SimCity Buildit video. Today we're going to be talking about how to relocate red roads. Now for those of you guys who are not familiar with this trick, I recommend that you watch the Never Upgrade Roads Again video, as it is a way to set up your city to obviously never upgrade your roads again and not be penalized for it. So you're not going to be charged any money, you're not going to lose any happiness, your taxes won't drop or anything like that, but you're going to set your roads up in a specific way so that you don't have to pay for those annoying road upgrades. Okay, so the very first thing here is make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, as I do put videos out daily. And honestly, there seems to not really be a lot of people doing SimCity Buildit videos that are actually, you know, helpful, aside from, oh look, I know how to place this building. But in terms of actual advice, if you guys are looking for good advice and you want your game to actually progress and do better, I strongly recommend that you look into the Missy Building Platinum Guide, as it has had really great results. Okay, so the next thing on the list of things to tell you guys before we get started here is that if you are looking for a group, we do have 2 spots available. They will fill pretty quickly, though, let me tell you. So if you want in, hit me up. You do need to be a strategic player and active. We do not accept inactive members who are just casual players. Okay, so you have to have a decent city that actually has the ability to progress into something good. Not, oh, hey, I have a, level 50 city with 75 space and bulldozed half my stuff. Okay, we're not looking for members like that. Okay, so let's get started. For those of you guys who don't really understand how the red road system works, I'm going to explain that first, and then we'll talk about how to relocate them. So when you first set up your red roads, and for most of you guys it's on your capital map, you can do it on any map, obviously, but you will have to do each map individually. So for those of you guys who have set it up on your capital map, we're going to pretend that this is like the capital map, because it doesn't matter which map it is. Okay, so what you're going to do is, ultimately the way that this trick, or whatever you want to call it, works is you have a road system here that alerts you when traffic has picked up too much, and it tells you, hey, you need to upgrade your road. Every time you upgrade it, it charges you a per unit price. So for me to upgrade this 1 dash of road, it's going to ask me for 300 coins. When I pay the 300 coins, if I want to upgrade it again, it's going to cost me 1,200. Then it's going to cost me 1,500, and so on. Now, to upgrade this 1 unit of road to the maximum upgrade before the Omega is $7,500 per 1 dash of road. That's a lot of money when you start to add up endless amounts of roads, right? Well, you don't have to pay for any of it. So what you're going to do is, the way the system works, every time you place an item on a stretch of road, it starts to build up traffic, whether there's population on it or not. So the more population, the higher the traffic will become, right? Well, you can actually build, the way that the game is set up, you can actually build traffic alerts without any actual people. Just keep that in mind. So what you're going to do is you're going to place these roads away from the people. This will allow it to not affect your happiness. What happens is, in areas where there's a lot of people, you get these traffic alerts. Now, as you can see here, these are homes. The road's right in front of their homes. So if the roads start to back up right in front of their homes, they start to get a little bitchy, and they say, hey, you better upgrade this or we're moving out. And the happiness starts to decline. But if you place these roads elsewhere, not in front of their homes, and you can get the traffic to back up on the roads that are nowhere near the people, then these ones won't have the ability to even turn red. You can only have 3 roads red at any one given time. So what happens is every time you upgrade a road that's red, it automatically shifts either to somewhere else or it just starts to accumulate traffic elsewhere. The yellow doesn't actually make any happiness decline. So what you want to do is you want to make it to where all of your red roads are just far away from the people. Now, how do you do this? Well, it's actually really easy. All you have to do is pick a setup, okay? And a lot of people, they pick the wrong type of setup, which is why it takes so long for them to get their roads red, because they do a few things that can make it slow down, and I'll talk about what that is here in a second. So what a lot of people will do, and keep in mind that you're going to be keeping these roads red pretty much forever. So when you want to relocate them, that's what we're going to talk about here in just a second, and how to go about relocating your red roads once they're already set up. So what you do ultimately is try to pick a place where they're going to be where you don't have to relocate them. But if you're starting out really early on, it's probably going to happen to where you're going to have to reset them up, much later in the game. But for the time being, what you can do is you set them up, you put out your dash of road here. So you just put one dash, and you can put them anywhere you want. Okay, you can put one here and have one clear on the other side of the map if you want. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that they are away from the people. Okay, so now what you can do is put down another stretch of road, and what you want to do is you want to put as many buildings on this road or whatever as possible without connecting this road to anything else. So we can go ahead and put 2 of each of these parks, 1 on each side, and this will for sure be enough to make this road red. Another technique you can do is put 2 parks and then put trees on the front side of the road. Once you get everything placed on the 3 red roads, or the 3 roads I should say, you just wait. Okay, and as you wait, what'll happen is certain roads will start to go yellow. Now, to try to speed up these ones turning red, you just want to move the ones that are either already red or yellow. So in order to take a notification away from a street, you have to move whatever's on that street. And since you can only have 3 roads red at any one time, if any other roads are red on your map, it's not going to allow these to turn red, right? So all you have to do is shift the stuff around that's on the other roads until these ones eventually go red. It can take some time to get the 3rd one to go red. The 3rd one is the hardest one to get to go red. Sometimes it can take up to 2 weeks. Now, if you haven't had it turn red in 2 weeks or so, then you're doing something wrong. What this means is when you get the notification, it means that you have a red road somewhere on your map, right? Now this is the only one right here, so we're going to bulldoze it, take away that notification, and then we can go ahead and repave it, okay? Now, if we hit this, see how another one went red all of a sudden? So we can go ahead and bulldoze that one, and then we can repave it. Okay, now we have no notifications for red roads. You got to make sure that you have the ability to have your roads turn red first. Now, what a lot of people will do, mistakes that they make, is they try to do something like this. And they put like a park here. And this is technically one big long road. So it takes longer. The longer the road, the longer it's going to take for traffic to accumulate. But the one thing that people don't understand is you don't need population for your road to start acquiring traffic. Okay? So usually what I would do is I would just set up the little dashes, and then once you get your roads set up to where you start to see these yellow ones here, just start moving stuff around. And eventually it'll shift to these. Once these go red, don't touch them ever again until you want to relocate them. Because the moment you pick something up, those red notifications are going to go away. Now, let's say that you want to relocate your roads. These ones have been red for quite some time, and you're starting to do some city designing. Eventually, you're going to have to do it, right? So sooner rather than later. So what you want to do is you want to get your designated spot, whatever your permanent spot is going to be for your red roads, get them set up. Okay, so just go to wherever it is you're going to go to, set your roads up the way you want. Now, the bigger problem now is going to be all of the roads that you have been neglecting for, months. All of those roads are in high populated areas, and they're going to go red way before these other ones go red now. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to probably wait until you're designing and then put all of your homes along, like a back wall or something. Just put them all on one strip of road. Then you can deal with them accordingly and try to get your roads red before you get anything to set up. Because what's going to happen is all of these spots in high populated areas, they're going to go red. The easiest way to deal with that is to put all your pop boosters in storage, or majority of them, start your designing process, and just pay very close attention to the roads that you have red to make sure that you don't have 3 roads red everywhere else on your map, because it'll keep those from going red, right? So if I had 3 roads red down in this area, obviously nothing up here is going to go red if I could only have 3. So you've got to make sure that you're not forgetting about the other roads. And honestly, once you get them done and set up, they're good to go. You don't have to mess with them ever again. But a lot of people will draw their roads like this long, or even, this long, and wonder why one park isn't enough. So just try to keep them really short and simple. And honestly, it doesn't have to be something ugly on your screen. You can make it look good. You can put something here, just like this, middle of nowhere, put a couple parks on it, surround it with trees, and you'll never even know it's there. Now, once you get them done and set up, you can just go away and never look at it again. One of the good ways to do it is to use your government buildings. For those of you guys who really hate the look of your government buildings, what you can do is you can set up a stretch of road like this one here, for example, okay? Then you create these little notches on the end. Make sure there's an actual intersection like this, right? And you can set it up like that and just have these roads red, and this will allow you to use things like your services, for example, because you still have a main road. So these ones are the ones going red, but this main road is still connected. So you would be able to use things like water towers and stuff like that. That's one technique. Another technique is to use the roundabout system, which I use on my limestone map. And basically you set up these roundabouts here, and you can put stuff on all 4 sides and then surround it and have it just be like a display. Okay, so basically that covers how to relocate them. Honestly though, it's going to be kind of a pain in the butt, at first. But the most important thing is you're not losing any money, because even if it takes you 2-3 weeks, you're not paying for road upgrades either way. That's one thing that I wanted to tell you guys, is in the process of moving this stuff around, don't pay for road upgrades. Bulldoze them or move the items off of the roads to get the notification to disappear. Do not pay for road upgrades in the process. There's no reason to. It's just a waste of coin. Now, if there's a specific style of road that you actually like the look of, and you want that type of road on your map, then, you can pay for that for the purpose of the looks, but make it after, your roads are set up red, so that you can get to a point where you don't have to go beyond that upgrade, or you can decide when you want to upgrade that road rather than when you're told to upgrade it. So that'll save you guys a ton of money. But like I said, if you're just now getting into designing and you are looking at them going, well, I don't really want them here, I want to relocate them, just make sure that you know where you want to relocate them at, and honestly, it'll take some time, but it'll be a lot easier the second time around because you have some idea of what you're doing. So yeah, definitely sooner rather than later. And honestly, if it starts to take longer than expected or whatever, just do what I said and go around to all of the yellow zones and move a bunch of stuff around, and it'll start to give you some opinion bubbles, and you can start getting a bunch of rares. But more importantly, you get those roads to turn red. All right, you guys, good luck, and I'll see you next time.